What was Alan Alda's secret ingredient for creating the perfect MASH? For 11 years, Alan Alda captivated America as the quick-witted, compassionate, and rebellious Captain Benjamin Franklin, Hawkeye Pierce, on MASH. But behind the laughter and camaraderie of the beloved series, Alda carried a secret, a burden that haunted him for decades. Now, for the first time, he's revealing the untold truth. The co-star who walked away because of him, the episode that tore the cast apart, and the heartbreaking story that was deemed too dark for television. This is the side of MASH that America never knew. And it all starts with one simple question. What was Alan Alda's secret ingredient for creating the perfect MASH star? Born Alfonso Joseph d'Abruzzo on January 28, 1936, in New York City, Alan Alda was destined for show business. His father, Robert Alda, was a vaudeville and burlesque performer, while his mother, Joan Brown, was a former beauty queen. Growing up backstage, Alda was surrounded by the thrill of live performance, but he also experienced the instability of constant travel. At the age of 7, Alda's life took a terrifying turn. In 1943, he contracted polio and endured painful treatments, with his parents wrapping his limbs in scalding blankets to prevent muscle deterioration. For a time, he could barely move. This ordeal taught him resilience, a trait that would shape his future. At home, Alda faced another challenge. His mother's mental health struggles created tension within the family. To cope, he became highly attuned to emotions, a skill that later influenced his acting. Determined to forge his own identity, he created his stage name from his parents' surnames, Alda from Alfonso and Brown. Alda attended Fordham University, where he refined his craft at the school's radio station, WFUV. His journey as a performer was not confined to the U.S. He studied in Paris, acted in Rome, and immersed himself in diverse theater traditions. These experiences deepened his understanding of storytelling and performance. He later joined the Compass Players in Second City in Chicago, legendary improv groups that demanded razor-sharp wit and fearless creativity. These experiences taught him to trust his instincts, embrace spontaneity, and stay present, skills that would define his career. By the late 1950s, Alda's dedication paid off. A Ford Foundation grant led him to the Cleveland Playhouse, where he took on roles into Dorothy, A Son, Heaven Come Wednesday, Monique, and Job. These productions pushed him to grow alongside seasoned actors. Alda's Broadway breakthrough came in 1959 with Only in America, but the real turning point was Pearly Victorious, 1961, where he played Charlie Kochapi. By 1964, he was starring in Fair Game for Lovers, a romantic comedy that showcased his effortless charm and comedic brilliance. Audiences took notice. At the same time, his television career gained traction. He joined That Was the Week That Was, 1964-65, a satirical news show that honed his comedic edge and introduced him to a national audience. In 1964, Alda made a bold choice, starring as Felix in The Owl and the Pussycat alongside Diana Sands. Their interracial kiss on stage sparked controversy, hate mail, and outrage. However, Alda stood by his choices, refusing to waver. His film career took off in 1968 with Paper Lion, where he played journalist George Plimpton, who embedded himself with the Detroit Lions. 2 years later, he showed his softer side in Jenny, 1970, opposite Marlo Thomas, proving his ability to handle deeply emotional roles. By the late 1960s, Alda was still searching for his big break. That changed in 1972 when he landed the role of a lifetime, Hawkeye Pierce on MASH. Set in a Korean warfield hospital, MASH used humor to cope with the horrors of war. Hawkeye was quick-witted, rebellious, and deeply human, the heart of the show. As the series evolved, so did Alda's role. He took on writing and directing duties, shaping MASH into more than just a comedy. His influence peaked with the 1983 series finale, Goodbye, Farewell, and Amen, which was watched by over 105 million people, making it the most viewed scripted TV broadcast in history at the time. The finale captured exhaustion, grief, and the painful weight of war. Some scenes were hilarious, others gut-wrenching. The war ended, but no one left unchanged. For nearly 3 decades, no scripted show matched MASH's viewership. Alda's impact went beyond ratings. He helped define its soul. He insisted the show wasn't just about jokes, but truth. War wasn't just about soldiers. It was about doctors fighting to save lives, people trapped in a nightmare they never asked for. He believed humor was the best way to tell these stories. Laughter could make the unbearable a little lighter. As Alda's influence grew, tensions simmered behind the scenes. Some cast members felt MASH was shifting too much toward Hawkeye. Wayne Rogers, who played Trapper John, was particularly affected. Originally Hawkeye's equal, Trapper's role diminished as Alda took on more creative control, making him feel like a sidekick. Frustrated, Rogers left the show, though Trapper lived on in Trapper John, M.D., 1979, reimagined as a seasoned chief surgeon. Meanwhile, MASH introduced B.J. Honeycutt, Mike Farrell, a more grounded, family-oriented contrast to Hawkeye. After MASH, Alda expanded his career, proving himself as both an actor and storyteller. He wrote, directed, and starred in The Four Seasons, 1981, and showcased his versatility in Crimes and Misdemeanors, 1989. In 2004, he earned an Oscar nomination for The Aviator, proving his staying power in Hollywood. Beyond acting, Alda had a deep passion for science. As the host of Scientific American Frontiers, 1993 to 2005, he made complex topics engaging, inspiring a new generation of scientists. In 2009, he founded the Alan Alda Center for Communicating Science, helping researchers connect with the public. Alan Alda's greatest story was his love for Arlene Weiss. They met in 1956 over a fallen rum cake and married a year later, building a lifelong bond on humor and support. Despite fame, Alda kept family life private. Diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2015, he faced it with resilience, embracing movement therapy and sharing his journey. Best known as Hawkeye Pierce, his career was marked by success, self-doubt, and constant evolution. Even after MASH, he thrived as an actor, director, and writer, earning the SAG Lifetime Achievement Award in 2019. Beyond entertainment, Alda championed science communication, supported St. Jude's, and advocated for women's rights. His storytelling legacy lives on through his memoirs and books on communication, inspiring generations with wisdom, humor, and empathy.